Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rising Sun. So, continuing from where we left off yesterday. Now, I do apologise about the last stream. I think I was a bit too tired for streaming, to be fair. A bit too tired, had someone to be going, and just didn't quite put in the amount of attention it needed. So I do apologise about that. I hope people can forgive me for that one. Hopefully today will be much better. So, it is phenomenally warm outside. I hope everybody's having a great day or evening wherever you are. And it's about 1:45 here, so probably, I don't know, a lot of you might be asleep at this point in time. We'll see. So there, Black, how you doing, my dude? But it's time to conquer the Pacific. Alright, so what we need to do is take a look first at Changsha. Now, we'll sort by assault value. The 3rd Division has been completely devastated, so they're going to remain here as a garrison for some time until they are in fact ready. Because frankly, they cannot be doing much else. And so I'm going to put them on rest and training. Combat orders obviously would be to defend. Okay, so they're going to remain here. The 40th could do with it as well. I mean, the garrison requirement here is quite low, but we could do with just resting our divisions in general. So I think what we'll do then is we'll put everybody onto some rest and training for the time being. Well, operations mode, there we go. Have them to rest. Now, we need to plan where we go next in the land war in China. So, ideal targets would be Hengyang. The reason being that it is on the railroad here. If we were to send further troops to Kukong, we'd be able to muster a good response there. So there, Monster. The stream's only just started, only 2 minutes ago, so it's not been up long at all. Okay. So we do need victory at Kukong. We do have roughly equal force parity, but we can change that by using our air power, which we are going to do. I think that would be the best thing to do here. So, I need to figure out what planes I have available for the task at hand. Now, supply transport, we're going to continue to send them towards Changsha, because frankly, I need to get resources there as quickly as possible. We do have a road connection back to Wujiang. It's a shame that we don't have a rail connection. It's not far off, but oh well. So there, Sniper, how you doing, mate? Okay. So let's see what we have available. So we do have some more supply transports over here, which we're going to send to... let's see. Probably Kukong might be a good idea, to be fair. Let's take a look at the amount of supplies available in Kukong. Yeah, supplies are running quite low. Changsha needs a high amount of supplies, but they are in the supply network. So I think we'll change targets towards Kukong. Okay. Supply transport, yes, okay. Select Kukong. Let's see, how much could the aircraft actually carry? Interestingly enough, it uses HA-35s. So there, Kosa, how you doing, my dude? Maximum load 2,000. I doubt they'd carry that much. Okay. And to make sure it's designated to Kukong correctly. Kukong targeted. Okay. Set all transports to the space to target there. Obviously these ones do have much lower range. And really, what is there? I mean, their load's pretty decent, it's just their range is pretty horrifically small. I mean, the engines aren't exactly great, are they? So they're going to remain on training. Yeah, remain on training. Okay. So you're set towards Changsha, you're set towards training. Okay, gonna change that to Kukong. There we go. Seems the vast majority of our planes are flying from here. So note the fact that we do have zeros over here. How many could we draw from the bull here? So another 4, that's pretty decent. We'll do just that then. Increase the size of the squadron so that we can have them sent out and made useful in and around the Philippines and China. Okay. There we go. The reconnaissance. Put that up to maximum. I do need reconnaissance pilots. No aircraft in the pool for this, so I'd like you to upgrade. Okay. Right, no upgrades for the time being then. Yeah, I'll just work on training then. So I would like you to run reconnaissance. I'll have you rebase towards... let's have you rebase to Changsha. Okay. Reconnaissance, yes. I'm going to lower that altitude down to about... probably 6,000 feet, I'd imagine. Or maybe lower. We'll go with about 12,000 feet. Might be a little bit too high, but I don't want to lose those planes. Okay. Medium bombers. 3 of them are damaged over here. So we have 20 pilots ready. We do need some extra pilots. Replacements. Okay. We are going to need 25 pilots in total though. So we're going to target a new location. And we are going to go for Kukong. The reason for that is mainly so we can just really start to devastate the forces there. Make sure that they do have some rest in there too. Okay, not many aircraft here. Any more wildebeest attacks. Yeah, they've been intermittent, but not too bad really. Right, so this is the G4. Apparently we don't have any replacements in the pool. I find that one somewhat difficult to believe. Now, let's see here. We're going to quickly take a look at our load sense. We'll take a look at the current terms reports. So, repair supposedly complete. We'll see about that. We did sink the Leander and the Trenton. Was it the Leander? It must have been the Leander. So they were sank north by 4 destroyers, which actually did a hell of a good job, to be honest. Another 2 destroyers were sank up there too, and then we did actually hit a destroyer or torpedo. Whether or not she went down, yeah, I think she did actually go down. Ominato has expanded to a larger port, which is really quite nice. Okay, so let's sort by severity. Okay, we're just doing this way then, whatever. Yeah, so we need fuel here at Changsha for that heavy industry to be useful. We did lose these bases here. Mersing. Really? Either way, let's go back then. So that is the G4M1, I believe. Let's go to our production. Aircraft production. Find that somewhat hard to believe that there isn't... Yeah, G4M1. That there isn't any replacements. I suppose we just might have been sending them all out from the replacement pool, to be fair. So I think what we'll do then is, let's take a look at these pilots. Plenty of missions here. Plenty of missions. Ground bombing is pretty good, actually. I mean, that's pretty high. I mean, what we could do here is we could have these planes actually return to the national pool, so that they could be sent out to where they're needed elsewhere. As well as the pilots. The pilots are pretty good too. We'll see. Yeah, so, oh, right, that might be why. These are, right, and these are G3M2s. How many G3M2s do we produce? I don't think it's going to be a great deal. G3M2. Yeah, we aren't producing any. Okay. There's a good amount of them in the replacement pool, which is quite decent. So that's good to know. It's good to know. Okay, get some rest in there. And target Kukong. I don't think we have much to fear from Kukong, so what I'm going to do then is actually have these guys continue their attacks. There's a few pilots ready here, which is decent enough. We do have a couple planes in for repair, so they'll repair soon enough and then we'll be good to go. We do need to increase, obviously, the amount of planes being produced dramatically. I do have a couple planes here, which I do find interesting, these Vals. Now, we only have a few planes here, only 5 planes, which is not a lot. Really not a lot. I think we'll have these go for the naval attack. I don't have that many dive bombers, so the training here is going to be needed. Okay. And over here we do have some level bombers. Now these are light bombers. They're currently running the ASW mission. What is their actual skill level? It's very, yeah, kind of poor. What's their ground bombing like? Ground bombing's pretty good, actually. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to change that, and I'm going to have them moved. Now, the air threat at Clark is still there. Well, it's moved from Clark, it's moved to Bataan. But we still have to be somewhat careful. I do worry that we'll lose a lot of planes. I need our squadrons over here to be ready to go, to be fair. The air capacity here at Manila is pretty decent, so what I might consider doing is actually moving the squadrons from these bases here towards Manila. Right, these are going to take some time. I'm going to have them just on training for the time being. On the airfield attack, which is actually quite good. So just reduce their range. I could do with some night fighters, to be fair. How stubborn is American resistance to the Philippines? It's stubborn enough, it's just obviously these guys retreat to the south, which we do need to deal with. But we do have the 38th Division here, which is more than enough to end just all resistance to the Philippines. Manila, well, I mean, Clark will fall next turn. And the air capacity over here at Bataan is not very good. So they will suffer there. Okay, we'll draw from the reserve. Or, in fact, I'll move them to the base of the front line. So, the base at Manila. Right, we'll move them to Manila. We'll draw from the reserves here now. I'm going to stop them using drop tanks because they don't need to. Long range combat air patrol needs to be replaced. Okay, there we go. I'll have a greater number on combat air patrol, though. Only a couple nats. Actually, no, a few nats here. What we'll do then is we'll have them transferred to Manila too. I mean, they're not exactly great, but their numbers do help, so if they're combined with zeros, they could be potentially useful. Have them on their highest altitude, at least that gives them a little bit of a fighting chance. These can stay here for the time being. They're using drop tanks because they need to. There we go. I mean, with drop tanks, they do have a okay range. I'm not gonna, like, say no to that. Okay, these forces over here need to be moved to Manila. So we need to move them to San Fernando, then we can use the rail system. So move to San Fernando. The airfield construction over here needs to move to San Fernando too. We'll use Manila as our main air base in the region. It is a good sized airfield there. I mean, that capacity is pretty good. It could be expanded to a much higher degree. The fact that we have shipyard repair here is absolutely superb. I do enjoy that greatly. Now, we were sending our response to the Sea of Japan, but we don't need to anymore. I need to figure out where they went. I forgot where I left them. Right, I need to sort out these. In fairness, what I might be better off doing is actually just disbanding these cargoes. Well, disbanding these task forces, which I think I will do. So I'm going to disband them. We can draw upon them when we need to, but all these sub-chasers over here could be put to great use, as well as the destroyers and torpedo boats. So I'm going to disband them. And... right. Cannot disband troop load. So you're carrying a good amount of troops, actually. That's a lot of troops. That is actually a fair amount of troops there. Okay, okay. I need to make use of that. But what we're going to do here is we're going to set up some ASW patrols. Because we definitely need to do so. Right, torpedo boats. Their speed is pretty damn high. Right, there we go. We'll have them set up, then sent out. They can patrol around here. There we go, that's one. Right, 2 destroyers and a torpedo boat isn't really a good mix. I do need all of these destroyer minesweepers. They are going to be extremely useful. These subjectors are really good, and we do have a lot of them. The destroyers, I mean, the Yamagumo is actually a decent destroyer. Okay. What is their APD again? Let's bring up our copy of ship types. I just need to find out what that is again. Oh, is it a destroyer transport? Okay, that's really good to have. We could use that in pretty interesting situations. So I'm going to have that as an actual task force itself, but for other purposes. So I'm going to change that to a fast transport. Okay. Now, capacity is not exactly great, but it's actually decent enough to get a couple troops in. So I think what we'll do then is we'll have that sent... in fairness, I could have that sent down to Malaya. So I will do that, actually. We'll have it sent to Kotoburu. So I'm going to say your home port is Kotoburu. They can take on fuel as they need to. Right, but they could be very handy in invading the Dutch East Indies. Okay, let's just send out these patrol boats. So how many do we have? Yeah, we could send out 3 groups of 3, so I might as well have a couple groups of 4. You know you're playing a good game when you have to follow the manual. Definitely. I do love this game. I really want to get more and more into it as time goes on. Like, this is never going to be my best series. There will be series in the future that will be just far better than this. And I think the next one I'd like to play as the Allies. Get a taste of what it's like from the other side, really. Okay. So then as a group of 3. I mean, I could do is send in a couple of these, like, to around Takao. So what I'll do is I'll set your home port to Takao as well. There we go. I'm going to set your home port to Hong Kong, actually. Could do with some sub-patrols around Hong Kong. So your destination will be Hong Kong. The other 2 sub-chasers, we'll see. We'll keep them around Formosa. But actually, no, then again, I think I will send them to Hong Kong. No, we'll keep them around here, actually. I just need to see what the situation develops into. There we go. I do need to control this strait here. The Strait of Taiwan, or Formosa, whatever you want to call it as, is actually very important. What do we have over here then? We have actually a large number of ships here. I mean, this auxiliary aircraft contender is actually really quite handy. Okay. Has great range too. Very, very good range. So what we're going to do then is we're going to have that sent out. Where could I make the best use of it is the question. I will have it sent towards track for the time being. And then I could use that in the area around there. To make sure it's not going to be... Yeah, okay. Whoops. There we go. In fairness, I do need to transport squadrons across the Empire. Like these nuts. I just need to really increase production of aircraft, just dramatically so. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the production of the patrol aircraft too. So definitely H6, sorry. Double that production, if we can do. Yeah, let's play the SDR drinking game. Every time one of his subs misses a torpedo, take a shot. It doesn't happen that often, but it happens often enough where you probably get drunk. So, it's a dangerous game. It's a very dangerous game. Okay. Okay, they came in very, very handy. I'll disband that force so they can go repairs. Undergo repairs, I should say. So if we go back over here, then if we take a look at ships under repair... They should be under repair. Hello there, Crab Son. Now for uni examinations in Australia. Ha, awesome. How's the vehicle manufacturing situation going? It's going fairly well, actually. Yeah, at the moment I'm reading War Plan Orange, which is actually quite an interesting read so far. I do have Kaigan that I do need to read at some point in the future. There's a lot of books I need to read. It's like I'd love to read some on the economics of the Reich. And I would like to actually read upon the Weimar Republic. It's a very influential period that I do not know that much about, so I'd love to actually change that. But our manufacturing... Let's take a look. Can you check how much those DDs and light cruisers are worth? Okay. No, the Wildebeests are attacking in Malaya. They haven't really attacked us elsewhere for some time. But we'll go over here and we'll quickly check this out. So, victory point. Let's see, sunk chart. Let's see. Sunk date. Here we go. Now, apparently these were scuttled. Then again, they were completely devastated. But either way, they were defeated roundly, and driven from our shores, which was a good thing. Okay, so you can see here they weren't worth much in terms of victory points, only 6. But then again, that's still a respectable number. Still a respectable number. I mean, it's a decent tonnage. It's almost like, it's over almost 20,000 tons worth of ship gone. So, not a huge loss, but still a decent one. And this appears to have been from the New Zealand Navy, which is rather interesting. I do find that rather interesting indeed, actually. And if we sort by... I wish I could do type. I suppose I can do type, can't I? So we've sank a few light cruisers, supposedly. Okay. Durban, more or less, we're not entirely sure, but you can see the difference in VPs here. Leander's worth quite a bit, though. The Boys was actually worth a lot. That was a very important one. St. Louis, I'm not entirely sure about that one, but we'll see. Battleships, I'd say the only ones that we could be sure about are the Prince of Wales, and then the Repulse. See, I'd love to play as the Allies and try to save Force Z. I think they'd be really, really nice to save. Okay. Air losses. Yeah, operational losses are always going to make up a good majority of the losses here. Ground loss, obviously these are ones that were destroyed on the ground. We're pretty even in terms of numbers. The Allies have lost around about... we've actually lost more planes than the Allies, but that's obviously due to the fact that we are having to really be on the offensive here. So the VP ratio is changing. We are starting to catch up, which is really good. Really just need to continue to do that. Ideally gain each turn. I mean, this was a very good turn here. Just need to continue. Need to very much continue. Reading The Origins of Totalitarianism. I've actually seen that book. I need to have a look at that, actually. HMNZS. Leander was a light cruiser which served with Royal New Zealand Navy during World War II. She was the lead ship of a class of 8 ships, the Leander class, and was initially named HMS Leander. That's interesting. Cool little bit of tidbit information there. Yeah, it was rather a bold move by the Allies to actually send them through into the Sea of Japan. But in fairness, it did work out quite well for them, so I'm not going to say it was a bad move. It's like it could have... I mean, it was a bad move as they lost the ships, but at the end of the day, they did intercept a squadron of cargo ships, so that could have gone very, very badly. Very, very badly indeed. Interior crocodile alligator. Right, they need to go over to Hakodate, so that they can start loading up resources, as we lost out on there. Now what I want to take a look at is actually the amount of resources in Japan. So we'll go to our industry, what I want to do is take a look at this then, so... okay. So if we turn this off here, then we can see the production. So you can see vehicle production is just shot through the roof, to be honest. We need to look at actually the amount of vehicles we do have in storage. That'd be quite nice to see. Whether it's represented as individuals, whether it's represented as something else. We didn't lose any ships, though, which was a good result. Really went well for us. And we can see here the vehicle production has risen dramatically. Heavy industry is increasing, but not a huge amount. Manpower is increasing. Armaments, we did turn off the majority of armament production, but it's still ongoing, more or less. Yeah, you can see vehicle production is pretty low here compared to heavy industry. Naval production is increasing. Merchant production is obviously increasing. That's good to see. Now, resources are decreasing. Resources over here at the top are starting... You can see where it sort of spikes a little bit, spikes a little bit, spikes a little bit, that sort of thing. Supply is increasing. Fuel and oil are obviously decreasing as we obviously are using it and we don't have the replenishment rate that we need to have. So what we need to take a look then is at Honshu. So if we take a look at Honshu, so this is the main island of Japan. Supply is increasing, fuel's increasing, obviously because we're converting it from oil. But you can see the resources are decreasing dramatically. We need a lot more resources in Japan ASAP. We are... I'm not even kidding, we need to get more resources in Japan now. So, it is a definite priority. Okay. Okay, load resources. I really wish I'd not got all my cargo ships mixed up, but oh well. Why is this one on that? That's a rather silly mission. There we go, you can just patrol around Busan. Okay. That's sorted for the time being. Now we do have 2 tankers over here. Right. They've loaded up fuel. I will have had a reason for that. I can't remember what my reason was at the moment, but I will have had a reason for it. Okay. Let's increase the training. Right, we do have dive bombers here. Strange. Right, these are torpedo bombers, so they should be set to naval attack. Dive bombers. So there, Christoph, how are you doing, my dude? I'd like to have some of them change to night attack missions. I'm not actually trained in that at all. But then again, do I want to have night attack for naval attack? No, that'd be a poor idea. Yeah, keep up training the naval. There we go. So there, Benamon. I do need to have some fighters training for night missions, actually. So I'll have these run the night missions. Right, so the more to fly at night. That's good. It's going to increase operational losses, I'd imagine, but it'd be worthwhile. Okay. So I could afford to take another division out of Manchuria. So I'm going to take the 25th Division. The reason for that is I'd like to have them move out via naval assets, really. Now, I could move them all the way to Shanghai, which I'd like to do. Then I'll pick them up from Shanghai. I'd like to have another division that I can throw around in either China or elsewhere. I mean, we do have the 38th over here now, which is really good to see. They're going to remain here for the time being. Okay. I'm going to disband these task forces so that they're not targets, and so that we don't have just random task forces everywhere. It's going to make things far simpler to keep an eye on. Cargo, so you're carrying supply over here. I could have you move out elsewhere when we need you. Okay. So let's see. The Tojos are what I'm interested in right now. Let's take a look at the pilots. Pretty good. Fatigue is somewhat up there, but it's not too bad. Using drop tanks. Right, there's a lot of gnats. There we go. Now, a good suggestion was that we actually use our level bombers as patrol aircraft, which is not a bad idea, to be fair. We do have the G3s that carry torpedoes, and they would do a good job there, to be fair. Bombing accuracy, that's something I've not actually looked at before. Push the pilots to the limit. Push it to the limit. Ah. Okay. Right. No aircraft in pool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them just train. Plenty of these bad boys. I'd like to transfer them. There we go, we got them to Kotoburu. So that's at least some extra fight presence in Kotoburu now. Okay, now these are really good reconnaissance aircraft. Like, actually pretty damn good reconnaissance aircraft. We do have a few of them in the pool as well, so I could do with having them elsewhere. So I'm going to transfer them down to Malaya. Yes, stupid Lionel Richie. No, I can't sing for shit, me. Right, I'll transfer them to Kotobaru. I'm going to have them increase the squadron size to 6, which is actually a really good amount. There we go. Now, I do have these guys over here. But we just don't have the air presence, well, the actual power to really make use of them. So I think what we're going to do, well, at least over in Malaya. So what I'm going to do, well, sorry, Malaya. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them transfer elsewhere. Saigon, and then I'd like to have them move to the Philippines, ideally. Well, then again, it depends. I guess we'll keep them here for the time being. So, ground attack. What are they good at? These experiences all over the board. Ground's what they're best at. Let's keep them training on that then. Okay. These planes have just been absolutely diminished. We need a lot more aircraft support down here. Right. I need those one season action. Hopefully they can make a difference. Okay, so what we're going to do here then is going to have everybody set to combat. And everybody set to bombardment. Once I have the Imperial Guard Division, I can actually go for a deliberate attack comfortably. Now then, back to China. We're going to have to issue objectives. And I'd say the objective has to be Hanyang. Once Hanyang falls, we'll be very good to go there. So the 41st and the 6th Division are going to be issued the objective at Hanyang. Now, fatigue and disruption is quite high, so what we're going to do is going to allow that to recover for some time. The armoured forces do need to recover too. Actually, what I need to see is pools. So let's see, replacement pool, aircraft replacement pool, ground reinforcement schedule. Okay. Right. So we are producing them, I believe. Yeah, we produce 186 Type 97s. So we do have a good amount of them, to be fair. So let's take a look. Yeah, I guess you'll upgrade when you're ready. Yeah, different commands. I wish I could show it all differently. Let's see. Yeah, the third took a lot of damage. Fatigue. Morale's pretty decent. We'll give them time to rest. Give them that time that they need. Need more of a garrison over here. Let's move you to Canton. I do need forces at Hong Kong, but we'll have to draw them from elsewhere across the Empire. Right. Deliberate attack here, then. So I'm going to transfer them to Changsha. Okay. We'll hit these forces over here. Damn. Lower the altitude. Right, there we go. Have these on training. Naval attacks at, well, yeah, at night would be quite nice to have. I really don't have anybody doing that much, so I need to do that. Okay. So, situation in Malaya, Japan, China has been looked at for the time being. Philippines is underway. Once these guys arrive there, we will have ships sent out to pick them back up, because it's frankly taken far too long. It's an absolute waste of time. Now then. Address the situation in Kidubutai. So what we need to see here then is the actual fatigue level is not that high. It's high with the fighters, but not with elsewhere. So fatigue here is actually, let's take a look. Not every squadron from every aircraft carrier though is too bad. So what we're going to do then is going to have these guys fire then so they can stay on escort and be ready at all times. Yeah, 14 hex is such a phenomenal range. Okay. Naval attack. Naval attack. Okay, so Hiru's Zeros are ready for action. Soru's are, yeah, they're ready for action too. Shokaku. Ready. Right, what we'll do then is we'll just set them all to these objectives here. Well, to these settings, and then we'll just adjust them to what they need to be. Zuikaku. These zeros are actually fine. Yeah, they're ready to go. I must have been reading the wrong numbers. I must have been looking at morale instead of fatigue. That's what happens when you're tired of shit. Okay. So, Kidabutai can remain in the area. Replenish at sea, there we go, they've replenished from the group over here. So what we're going to do then is form a new task force. Replenishment. I'm going to take some destroyers, these damaged ones, so I can have them returned to truck to repair. Then these bad boys can be sent back to truck. So you're going to head back over here to truck. The ships remaining can be set to surface combat. Ammunition's low, so they're going to return to truck 2. Ammunition for the cruisers is good though. So Maya and Ashigara. How many ships do we have in here? 23. So I can take Maya and Ashigara. There we go. So yeah, you're going to return to truck. There we go. So, Kidabutai can consider rampaging across the Australian islands there. Okay, now we do need to be careful here. So what we're going to do then is we're actually going to pull back Shido to truck again. And see what happens. I'm still waiting to see if there's going to be a response from the Americans. We do have a replenishment force meeting them halfway, so that's fine. These transports are going to take their stuff over here. Okay, so home port needs to be Midway Island. And now I'm going to send you out. Fuel needs to be sent to Midway. So there's I-121. Okay. Now this should be very good, increasing the turnaround of submarines to Pearl and from Pearl. Okay, what range do we have here? The range isn't amazing. It's good, but it's not amazing. But we need ideally longer range submarines to patrol around the American coastline. So these can just stay around Pearl. Just keep that locked down for the time being. We'll figure things out from there. Okay. We do have patrol aircraft over here, which is really quite nice. I mean, it is in for repair. They do need to obviously rest too. So I'm going to have them on rest. Okay. But we do need to get more planes out here. Definitely get more planes out. Now. These are very handy. Okay, 33. These I could take elsewhere. So what we're going to do then is... Actually, I could probably transport them here. So let's put together an aircraft transportation squadron. Aircraft transport. Okay, we'll do that. Grab them. Right. Transfer to dock ship. Okay, they need to be docked then, it seems. Dock. What's up there, Andy? How you doing, my dude? Maybe they don't have enough. Let's put a couple more in here then. See if they can manage. No, okay. Right, you can definitely hit the American coastline. So we're going to put you together then. Right, so your home port will be Midway. It's going to be great, really good. Okay, turn to Midway. Loading complete. Move to Ominato. Right, how are we going over here then with the... not fuel, we need oil. Loading complete. Move it down to Hirosaki. Right, you're heading back. Load resources. Okay, just 1 second. There we go, just had to take a battery off charge. Okay. You're still over here. Okay, I'm gonna have you sent to Midway. The oiler over here can be sent to Midway too. It's gonna be escorted by these guys. Yeah, I need to get some fuel to Midway. Ideally some engineers to Midway at some point too. Would be quite good. Now, we do have these troops over here. It's a lot of troops, I'm not gonna lie. So we are gonna hit a location. And honestly, I think he could be down here, but we are gonna need air cover. So then, how many skirmishes have you fought till now? Probably a lot. Can't really give you an exact number, to be fair. Oil and refinery there. We're gonna hit that base. Mostly so we can end the chase over here. Then start to bring that island under our control and we can take a look elsewhere. We do have 2 destroyers there, so that's quite an interesting target. Right. Yeah, just use this Sun Yan task force. That's pretty true. Yeah, you need to unload. You're taking so many supplies. Unload cargo. That needs to split up. I really do need to fortify the Marshall Islands. Right, the Sun Yan Task Force. Let's see. Anyone here with a book called The Nazi Marketplace? I've actually not heard of that. Yeah, Indonesia definitely has a lot of that oil. Okay. We're going to use the Sun Yan Task Force then around here. They don't have many planes, but they do have a few, so it could be a good way to support it. But, yeah... Not yet. It's not strong enough. I need to get the battleships in there, to be honest. Oh, there you are. Okay. Instead, you're going to head into Nagasaki to repair and replenish. Then we'll make use of you. Hello there, Lorenzo. How are you doing, my dude? Right, yeah. We'll use the force here. So Nagato will be used. Yes. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. Need to be careful here. Right, there we go. At least we'll have some SW patrol then. Nagato was initially, but Nagato's elsewhere now. She'll be with one of the carriers or so. Either Bushido or the... more than likely Bushido. Hyuga. Hyuga's done a lot of movement. She might be with Kidabutai. Kongo, Kirishima. Oh, she's just here. Nagato's here. Okay. Yeah, Nagato was in the Sun Yan Task Force, so she'll do that again. She'll go with the Sun Yan Task Force. Just need them AA cover to go up. Okay. Very slow. The British, not for some time, they're sort of bottled up around Singapore for the time being. Okay, so orders are out there for the moment, so we'll go with that then. I feel fairly confident I haven't forgot much. So, Kukon is going to be the objective that we need in China. The mainstay of our objectives in China is to dive into the interior. Need to secure the strategic railroad. Secure more industry and resources, really. Is that a hit? That is a hit. Fantastic. Good way to start. Actually goes down one torpedo. Very good way to start. Miss. Okay. Somebody... take a shot. I need more submarines around the area in general. Bum 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 bum. We definitely need to radically overhaul the ASW missions around Japan. We really are lacking. So what I'll do then is I'll find the transports I can convert into patrol boats and just use them as well. Frankly, the more depth charges that we can unload, the better. But obviously we need something that's not just going to get annihilated. Okay. Bad weather's no good. There we go. So you can see here that we're destroying a squad there. That's because they're heavily damaged already. So, it's really good to do. Nowhere near enough. Right, we lost a 0 on the ground bar. We are going to have to be careful of those Hudsons. Okay, deliberate attack over here. Hopefully this fares well. I feel it will do. I mean, we do have a lot of force there. I just hope that they do pull it off. .478, 421. They don't retreat, but we do win the battle, technically. Losses are going to be... Okay, that's not bad. We'll continue that. How far have you pushed the Japanese from the mainland, and where are they currently having control of the mainland? What do you mean? There we go. They've surrendered finally. That's good news. So those are finally dealt with. We don't need to worry about that. We've pushed quite far into China. Just need to continue, really. Yeah, I do wonder where the US carriers are. Very much would love to know. I suppose the furthest piece of land that we have control over from the mainland would be Midway Island. That is the absolute extremity of the Japanese Empire at the moment in time. Right, hopefully we can defeat the forces at Clark. That would be pretty ideal. Okay. So it hasn't fallen, but it should do shortly. I mean, we reduced the fortifications. Heavy casualties, but we can withstand that. Right, the Imperial Guard Division has finally arrived, so we can actually go for deliberate attacks and ideally defeat the British division there. We probably will be late in taking Singapore, but it will be worth it once we do have it. Yes, it is in fact Hearts of Iron 3 music in the background as well as Hearts of Iron 2 music. The actual music for this game's copyrighted, which is a shame. So I just use different music. Okay, end of day. Let's unmanifest some destiny. Right. Yeah, so they've just arrived. Have them on training. I could move the 21st Division out of here. I think I'm going to move it to Hangzhou, and then we can start to push against these forces here. Ever played the Operational Art of War? I have, and I don't know, I just can't quite get into it. I don't know. It's a little bit, yeah, I don't know. I might just have to give it some time, which I've not really given it that much time before. Okay, so we're gonna sally forth from Shanghai. I need to take these forces out over here. Okay, Canton's held now, properly. Yeah, they can continue that. Okay, when you do march towards Hengyang. Should move pretty quickly. Those coastal facing goods will definitely help the British defend against the Japanese. Yeah. To be fair, it wasn't the worst idea. I mean, the thing is, you gotta imagine, it's like, obviously, the war in Europe was definitely much more of a concern. And it's like the British did have a good amount of forces over here in Malaya. It's just, obviously, it's pretty difficult when you're trying to fight a global war, no matter what it is. Especially when your homeland's under direct threat. Okay. Ah, right, I see. A couple medium tanks will definitely help out there. Still loading oil, that's good to see. Right, yep, they need to rest. The Allies are definitely putting up a fight there. And I've not given them adequate support in the Philippines, really. Yeah, give the jobs help. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. We need to drive the British here so we can take Singapore. Much better. Yep, those submarines are heading off there to Pearl Harbor. That's good. Lost sight of whatever was off the coast here. I mean, we obviously need to refuel these ships. For some reason, I just feel like that's not carrying actually any oil, but we'll see. Sure it is, isn't it? We'll see. It should be. We'll have them refuel and then we can have them send back for more. But I'm going to take some fuel from truck, so I'll send some tankers out to Midway. No, I don't have any. I do have 2 submarines here. I-171, yeah, that's under repair. Yeah, nobody's really good at it. Right, some damage here. Yeah, some damage here. Under. Okay, you'll do very nicely. Not a huge amount of fuel here, so I'm going to take it from truck. So when do the battles begin? Oh, they'll begin. They'll begin at some point. I mean, they've been ongoing constantly, but they'll go on. Three days. So there, Blinton, how you doing, my dude? Right, so we begin a deliberate attack there, just north of Malaya. Sorry, north of Singapore. We're going to march down here to south. Need to defeat these forces in earnest. We did finally defeat the Chinese here, so that's good to see. So we're going to move back into here. And decide really where we're going to push next. Let's see. It is held by a division, so they are well capable of holding on. I'm going to send this force just north, just to this hex here. I would like to hold that supply line open no matter what. Okay, so we have a couple divisions here. I'm going to move the 110th. I need to push this area. Decent amount of industry and resources here, I suppose. Yeah, we're coming up to the end of decent terrain fighting in China, to be fair. It just goes downhill from here. Okay, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this sent to Shanghai, this division. The reason for that is, sure, I could push more into China, but I could do with pushing the Dutch East Indies even more. So a couple divisions freed up for that would be really nice. Right, 35th. Have that moved to Hankow. (116th) as well. I think I'm going to push this area here so we can flank them. That would be good. 57,000 troops. Right, they're moving troops around. So let's see, we're going to take another division. The 15th is going to head for this settlement to the north. There we go. We still have divisions on the line, so in all fairness I could still move reinforcements pretty damn quickly. I mean, to be fair, this is good terrain, well, good transport infrastructure, so we could move pretty quick. But if the Chinese attack in great numbers, that actually would serve my purpose, because at least then I'd have the Chinese pinned down when I need them. They're going to continue to hold here, they'll be fine, just need to destroy these forces here, but once these forces are gone, that's even better. Okay. Move to Wujiang and then you can move to Changsha. Okay. Right, now that's interesting to see that the amount of aircraft has diminished over here. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do then is, let's see. Yeah, no garrison. Does Kota Baru need a garrison? It does not. Have you sent out that way? Yeah, they're running low on supplies, but in fairness, there's literally just this shipping construction, which is actually quite valuable, and I just need to crush them over here. I am half tempted to send further resources. Though, I think what we're going to do here then is, let's see. Do have a great number of troops. I'm going to use them. So I'm going to have them sent down this way. The reason for that is, what's the point of them being there if they're not being used? No point. Same reason we're sending this force over here to hit that base. We can finally put an end to it and crush these forces fully in. Remove all resistance. Okay, so we do have a couple more submarines heading out. Yep, these guys are heading out to Midway. They're heading to Midway. Right, you have infantry on board. Quite a good amount of infantry too at that. So let's see where we can send you. We'll send you down this way. I can make use of you then. Okay, the attack here comes paramount. so that we can win. Okay. So them all to plan there, and we'll go ahead with that. There's a lot of bloody planes here. We will be stepping up patrols around the home island. I'll do that after the session. I'm going to take a look at all the transports that we can have converted. Mostly as I don't want to get too bogged down. Still a little bit tired, so my attention is a bit waning today, so I need to concentrate on certain tasks. I know that sounds really like a excuse, and I suppose it is a little bit of laziness. It's a little bit of B, little bit of B, little bit of A, little bit of B. Oh. That did not come out right. Right. But we will step up patrols around the home island. That's a nice target. Nice to find it out here as well. I didn't exactly expect anything. So, that's a good hit. Very good hit. Are you using CS in any of your convoys? No, not at the moment. Okay, so it's counting troops. That's a good hit, then. Yep, and it goes down. So that's going to take all those troops with it. Good, they've refueled. That's good. I didn't want them running out of fuel. I think they're coming from the base at Ambon. I do need to have some response to that. I also do need to carry fighters down to Manadu, so I need to find some auxiliary, well, basically something to transport aircraft, which I could have the Hosho. Oh, Pan Europa. Ah, that is a really, really nice target. Really, really nice. Yeah, refuel and remain on station. If they have any fuel left, they can go towards Midway to deposit that fuel there. Okay, looks like we got some reconnaissance of Rabaul there. Okay, they shouldn't be hitting there. We'll change those orders afterwards then. Yeah, I can imagine it would be. Okay, one destroyed by flak. How many turns did you miss? Maybe like 2. Maybe. Not that many. Oh, in total, yeah. Okay, the allies are aware of my carriers, of course. I'm half tempted to pull back my air forces from Malaya just to have them rest. I need more air forces there, to be fair. Well, I just need an increase. I've lost air supremacy over Malaya, and that's been through my own fault, to be fair. Okay. I could really do a Kitabutai or the Shido elsewhere. Currently I'm keeping them near Truck and around that area due to the fact that I've taken Midway Island and I do not want to lose it. I'm also suspecting an American carrier response. I do feel one will be coming at some point. I don't think the Americans wouldn't answer the invasion of Midway without some kind of response. But if they don't, that's fine for me. But the thing is, I need to make a big decision of where my carriers are going to be because I need them elsewhere. It slowed me down in the conquest over here. Okay. Hopefully we have a good result here. Ideally. Fortification's going to make it hell. I mean, we've lost a lot of troops there. It's going to take us some time to break them down, but we'll continue the attacks. Reinforcements are on the way, so we can make up the losses there. Okay, we need to have them rest. Yeah, the 18th has taken some damage. I suppose 2,000 odd casualties isn't that bad, say that it's an actual full division we're facing. Allied shock attack, that's rather shit. That could actually work. That's not good at all. I really do hope we can hold the line there. I'm not confident though. 586. Right, yeah, reinforcements are needed there ASAP, so I'm going to have to pull back from this location here. Are you comfortable with breaking up Kidu into two slightly smaller? Okay, the Chinese are getting bold. We'll take a look at what we have. I mean, I think we'll have to have an A, B, and C carrier task force. Obviously, A being the highest quality, one that's intended to deal with American carriers. B, one that's intended to deal with objectives around the Empire. C is going to be mostly, really, I suppose, like air support, but not exactly great. Just planes, really. I mean, I could have even them for training purposes, to be fair, or just ferrying around. We need to take a look at our carrier force and really put them all together. But we definitely do need power. Okay. So this situation needs to be addressed first and foremost. I mean, we do have 3 levels of fortification here. Yeah. Right, I'm going to dispatch the 51st Regiment. No, then again, we need to pull back here. Just march. Made a mistake in this area. Reinforcements are far away though, so that's a good thing. Okay, we'll have 15th Division. No, we'll not have 15th. Right, we do have reinforcements over here. Yeah, I can imagine the air power of that, and it would be freaking insane. There we go. Right, 22nd Division here. So So reinforcements will be sent. We'll address this situation over here as time progresses. Right, they're packing up and then they'll move out. Too many aircraft here. There we go. Too far. Yeah, a couple of years, provided you keep them all, you'll have 2 or 3 Kidobutai strength fleets. Shame thing is that the Americans are going to have far, far more than that. Yeah, Kukan still. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Pell's remained on lockdown for a long time now, and I'm going to keep that up as long as absolutely possible. Server capacity. God knows why they were on search missions. Still don't know how much we're dealing with over here. I think we might go with a... Well, go with bombardment, see what we're dealing with, really. Try and get an idea of their strength, if we can. Oh, there we go, we do have a tanker on the way, fantastic. That's going to make things a lot easier. Plenty of submarines out and bound here. Go to truck. That's only midway. Right, if fuel's too low, I'll not send them that way. There we go. Right, you're heading back to truck. Still a little fuel. Jesus. I need fuel. I need to start doing the full refuel thing. Right, load fuel. We'll have to do something about that. What we'll do then is... You need to meet that task force. Merge with them. Yeah, to do that. I think you can expand base's capacity if you move some HQ units. Match true, maxed out midway plus naval and air force. HQ might be a mighty base to permanently keep pearl under your thumb. I mean, it would be a really good thing to do. I just need to secure the area first and foremost. Okay. I need seaplane carriers. Yeah, they'll not merge. It's because of the different, obviously, mission types. Okay, we're going to head back to towards Trek, but I'm going to set up a port attack against Rabaul. There we go, I need my carriers. I'm gonna have all the carriers come together and then we'll decide where they're gonna go, because it's like, I can't be doing this piecemeal, it's not gonna work well. Head over here. Still loading oil. Okay, load those resources. Loading oil. Right, you're going back. Loading complete, head to Iwaki. Need to get more resources into Japan. Right, this one is gonna head to here, then afterwards it's gonna head back to Port Arthur. Takes far too long to load resources here. There we go. Yeah, it should take a long time to load that oil. It's not the easiest thing, I suppose, to load. Right, lots of resources to load from China. Right, keep laying those mines at Port Arthur. Need to continue the deliberate attacks. There we go. Which one's the ones at the Philippines or the ones at Johnston? When you see say CS, do you mean seaplane carrier or am I just not getting that one? My seaplane carriers are actually still over here, which is a shame. Really didn't use them very wisely. Yeah, that out for the camp for a long time. Could do with moving them elsewhere, really. Okay, then on the way down here. Oh, VOD, okay, I was wondering what VOD meant then. Yeah, we're gonna keep building Ki-43s. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Not seaplane. It's not a sub-chase, is it? I forgot what CS means. What's the designation, what's the CS designation then? Do remind me, I've forgotten. Okay, so once reconnaissance... What's this? Right, let's see. That's fine, I was hoping I could actually have some conversions there, but that's fine. I need these upgrades. Aircraft cruiser. Yeah, I thought so. Is that different to a seaplane carrier then? Floatplane carrier. Right, okay. Right, they can upgrade shortly. Okay. There's an automatic convoy system which I could probably do with setting up. Would be a good idea, but I don't know. I kind of like controlling them manually at the moment. Okay, it's going to be a while before we gain radar. The EC battleships into carrier hybrids. Is it actually possible to do that? I've not actually checked that one. Where's EC? That's great. That's really great. I'm somewhat tempted though, you know. It's a very... you know what, actually, it's not even that bad. I'm actually somewhat tempted. Oh yeah, there's human control and like AI control, but AI control will do whatever the hell it wants. Okay, do I not have any troll boats here? Yeah, they were a failure, but... I don't know, in all honesty, it's like, sure, a battleship is obviously intended to be a battleship, but at the end of the day, the battleship is losing its role in this time. Aircraft do range supreme, and it would be quite nice to actually be... yeah, you know what, I'd actually argue it would be worthwhile. I think at the end of the day, the more aircraft that we can have at sea or just elsewhere is honestly worthwhile. I mean, if we take a look at the fundamental use of the battleship in this war right now, what is it really useful for? Surface operation, sure. Bombardment, sure. But planes actually do have much more use. Rest in peace, Yamamoto. Oh dear. Okay, let's put together some SW. Yeah, we need fuel here. I just think it could be really quite handy. I mean, having those, like, plane capacity is very nice. You imagine, just having a couple of fighters could make all the difference in the world. Absolutely all the difference in the world. And just having some reconnaissance planes. I mean, reconnaissance planes is really decent. I mean, come on. I think some fighters could really expand their use. I think they'd be quite good. I like the idea of them. I think they could make for some really nice escorts. Okay. I need to unload your cargo. We need fuel here. Oh, the yes thing, okay. The way I'm seeing things at the moment is, at the end of the day, if we lose this, we lose this. There's never going to be another chance. Well, in all honesty, the more aircraft we can get out of there, it is going to be worthwhile, in my opinion. It's like a battleship is nice and all, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be the armoured. It's still, I mean, the armour is what matters. AA guns are alright and all, but it's nothing compared to a fighter plane. Or reconnaissance is just going to be well needed. I think having them as really support to carriers would be very nice. End of the day, they could support them through armour. They also do still have some surface combat weapons, and just being able to carry reconnaissance planes or extra fighters would be well worthwhile. I think they'd be more useful than just a normal battleship. It's going to be some while before we actually do that, to be fair. Okay. But I think it's a rather intriguing proposal. I think at the end of the day, the more carriers or carrier-capable ships we have is going to be worthwhile. The Americans and the Allies are going to be pumping carriers out like no tomorrow, so we do need every little bit of plane capacity that we can get. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We don't really carry scouting aircraft on board our carriers. They really do need support to actually be very useful. Which is why I'm very annoyed that I lost my seaplane carriers. I mean, I haven't lost them, but I really fucked up with them, really. I do need them to be moved to somewhere with actual repair facilities. I'll have to see if Truck has repair facilities, actually. But we do need to deal with the submarines around the base there. Okay. It's a miss. Unsurprising. Actually, I think once we have all our carriers assembled at Trek, I think we'll muster them into one great force and then launch an attack on Pearl Harbor again. Maybe do that a couple times. Really just try and drive home the point that they aren't going to be able to use those ships. And then we could send them out, but we'll see. I know we have a seaplane carrier somewhere, I'm sure we do. I'm sure it might be in Bushido, actually. It's a shame that truck doesn't have a repair yard. I'm sure it probably didn't. I mean, Manila has repair shipyard, but yeah, that'd be fun getting to Manila. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be mined to hell. Here we go, attack of the ball. Let's see what we actually score. Rather nothing. Oh well. Still good practice. Yeah, that's very true. God, I'd love to have B-17s. Yeah, I knew they targeted us. Hopefully we get lucky. Okay, that was good. Yeah, they're definitely coming from Ambon. The thing is, I have no idea what they have at Ambon. Otherwise, I would launch an amphibious attack there. Okay, hopefully this can drive home the point. It's reduced the fortifications further. Ground losses have diminished. We just need to keep driving home the point there. Oh, right, it's only a group army headquarters. Alright, fantastic. I can destroy that and then not worry. Seems like the Chinese aren't going to try a shock attack again. That's good. That's good news. Need to deal with the Chinese in that area, definitely. It's the only real area with actually a formidable amount of Chinese, but I don't have forces adequate to deal with them. Well, one of the areas. Okay. So, there's a lot of ships here, but we didn't hit them, which is a shame, but oh well. So we'll head for truck. Fuel. I need fuel there. I think they gave them their own fuel, actually. I think I didn't actually load them up properly. That would make sense. When you leave outside for running. Okay. Really backfired this one. Okay. Head there for fuel. I'll get replenishment sent out to you as soon as I have it available. Right, you're unloading. It's going to take you some time to unload. Will be worth it when they're done, though. Yeah, I mean, you can see the turnaround's going to dramatically increase here. Still plenty of ships there. But look at that value. That would be a beautiful target. Just one submarine off the coast. Really not enough. Oh, right, computer CS. Okay. I don't know what that actually is. Right, stood down, that's why. Okay, so when you brought up to readiness, it's going to take some time to do so. See, damage here isn't that bad, actually. So bring up to readiness. We'll then have them sent out. Fact. Definitely made a bad move here. Ah, there we go, Cheetos. Cheetos. Except that Owen. Yes, we need fuel sent out that way. When we'll have news. Never. I'm not gonna have news. The Americans will have them in 45 though. Right, there we go, unloading. That's a lot of supply already, actually. Oh, right, okay, that's pretty cool to see. Right, we'll have them rest. No, fuck it, we're gonna go for another deliberate. I need to break them there. And I've lost that base, so I need to move back. Otherwise we are fucked. I've lost my thing too, so I need to move back and take those. Whoops. That's fine, we'll capture it again. That's just a very, very bad move. Should not have taken it back. I find it sometimes interesting when there's no troops there that they fall back to the enemy's control. I suppose it would be forces in the area, perhaps. No issue, though. We'll retake it. Not that many troops over there. We could take Rabaul fairly easily. Well, somewhat easily. Just need to put the effort in to take it. Okay. Wait for those other forces to arrive. That's 100,000 troops, isn't it? Is it? No. 10,040 troops. Okay, I just went a bit derpy there. Never mind. Ooh, that was, that was silly of me. Oh well. It'll take them some time to get back, but once they do, that'll be good. You've not missed too much there, Phil. Not too much. There we go. They're going to hold that position open. That's good. Right, 10,000 troops. Let's find out about the base here. There's a lot of troops there. Okay, loading complete. Almost, well, no, nowhere near done, but oh well. Let's get in there anyway. We'll put it that way. Okay, so operations are starting to slow down somewhat. Fuel's a messed up priority over here. We need to get fuel out there. So these replenishment will be good. You're gonna load that fuel. I mean, 6,000 will be a decent amount. Right, I'm gonna have you instead sent to down here. I need more fuel around. Yeah, needs more banzai. There we go. So that evening, my dude. Right, Haruna. So Haruna is actually ready to go then, it seems. She's fully ready. Awesome. Right. Yeah, I do have my tankers over here. That's actually a decent amount of fuel. So we're going to head to Hong Kong. Yeah, multiplied the Marshall and Gilbert Isles would be very nice. Okay, so that one is 101. That's good speed. I'll take you as well. They should be fine heading out of the open ocean like that. Interesting. Let's have them sent home. Or at least to Japan proper. Yeah, there's no fuel there. Yeah, Okinawa's worth quite a bit. Only a small amount of repair capabilities, but still worthwhile. Really need to recapture that base. They will be, they will be. Need to move this. Right, one day. So I'm going to have that one stood down for the time being. Once they're all ready to fly, but I'm going to have them move out into the Pacific. Okay. Forecast is rain. Clear skies over Pearl would be beautiful to launch an attack on. Okay. Few more days. I was tempted to use those at in the Philippines, but not a huge amount. He had jaw drop and destroy flotilla, smashing that cruiser squadron. I mean, I could have a reconnaissance squadron. I mean, it's a good point you make there. Just something around this area around here, just to make sure that we can pick up on something. I mean, we do need to look at the Aleutian Isles. I've got a lot of things. I think I've overextended myself somewhat over here, so we might even consider pulling back out, but we'll see. I mean, once Singapore falls, things will change, and we are going to gather our carriers together, so we'll see. I keep making a lot of noise about having the carriers right. That's a fucking lot of them. Holy shit. Well, they're going to be really nice to have there. Okay. Can I reach truck? Yes, I can. Fantastic. So I can reach truck, I can then reach further across, and we'll make use of them. I mean, I could have had them at the... Well, it would have been difficult to get them to Midway. Would have been possible, but difficult. I'd like to have them to support this area here when we set up some invasions. We'll see. I'd like to get them to Manadu, but I'd like to get some fighters over that way. Okay. Yeah, I'd imagine the weather was quite bad. I mean, I believe it was at night as well, which didn't exactly help them. Irritation. What we'll do then is we'll move some reconnaissance aircraft further. I'll move them to Toyohara. Yeah. I mean, it was amazing weather. Like, really, really good to be in a destroyer. These replacements. Let's move the Tojos to Saigon then. Last air fleet. No, it hasn't moved. It hasn't moved. Oh wait, the reconnaissance one. Oh yeah, good point. Ah, right, okay. I swear sometimes I just forget to actually read it. There we go. Right. There's 17th Division. Bugger it, we'll move them to Wushang. Yeah, I need my carriers to be together. I need them to be useful. At the moment, they're not being useful, and I need them. Bum ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum bum. Oh yeah, there was also a Japanese war. What, 1905 was it? Right, so we'll have those seaplane carriers brought up to readiness, and then they can move up to Hong Kong or elsewhere for repairs. Oh, sugar, that's a lot of ships. The Kido Hotel. Okay, in fairness, I really do need them to get moving somewhere. I don't know why this grid's been up and down, by the way. Don't ask me about that one. Could not honestly tell you. Yeah, until radar. Venom. Miss. As per usual. Where the frick? Right, better. Okay, at least they're moving out. There's a lot of ships around Australia right now. I think we might even have to move the combined Kidabutai into the Australian waters again. That's a lot of casualties inflicted there. 93, 74. It's quite a lot. That's no good. Yeah, they waste so many bloody torpedoes and destroyers. I really wish you could actually tell them not to bother. Oh, I forgot about that war area headquarters in the north. Just need to set them to shock attack and that'll be taken care of. Are they receiving supplies via sea at Wenchao? I don't think Wenchao is actually a port. Right, this is going to cost us, but hopefully... Right, I was hoping it would reduce the fortifications a little bit more, but I guess not. Yeah, we definitely need to rest. But we have inflicted decent casualties on the enemy too, so they need to rest. Shock attack, why? Most irritating. I didn't think they would go into a shock attack when they're crossing into... I suppose because there's the enemies present there. That's fine. That's a boo-boo. At least we understand that one is still going to bite us in the ass, even if it's the bloody territory that we own, but okay. I suppose 1,000 casualties will do. Just weaken the Chinese forces, I suppose, to some degree. Yeah, I feel that things are starting to somewhat slack at the moment, so we need to rest our ground forces, and I suppose at the end of the day, we are dealing with a few targets. Changsha, Changchao, big important objectives have fallen to us. It's just taking time for us to recover. I could do with moving some forces from Shanghai down to Canton so we could attack Kukong. I suppose overall the war is going somewhat well. And we've taken some key objectives. I mean, we have pushed on to Midway, which is nice. Not that Midway is a say-all end-all, you know what I mean? It's a nice objective to have, but it's not exactly going to win us the war. We will go up to Sumatra as soon as Singapore falls. That's honestly what's holding me back at the moment. I got another sub-chaser. Okay. That's good to see that we have new air squadrons. Okay. At least Bushido will be able to close in for that fuel. I go direct. They can refuel and then we'll be good to go. Need to get that oiler. It's looking very quiet at Midway right now. relatively quiet. There's a few ships there. Influx of submarines are on their way now. There's a lot of ships around here. A lot of ships. Oh. I'm going to assume that they're from the Philippines. Yeah. I mean, we are lacking supplies here. Right, they'll recapture that. We were a little bit tardy in Malaya. It'll fall, but sometime later. I'd imagine this month at some point. Which is not exactly great. I mean, the Americans in the Philippines have put up stubborn resistance. I feel like I could have done better in this campaign if I did understood ground forces to the same degree. But this is all a learning experience. Where will you base the US harassing submarines now? They're going to be based at Midway. Like, yeah. I just don't know why they're not actually unloading. May just take a while due to the actual damage to the port there. Honestly, would do. Yeah, the submarines are going to be based around Midway. Kitabutai is on her way. She'll be at Truck next turn. So once she's at Truck, then we can start to do things. I think we need to make a choice. I think we need to make a choice of, do we actually expect an American carrier response? How long would it take for us to respond to an American carrier response? And how soon could we know about it, really? That's going to dictate a lot of our strategy. Right, AV over there. That'd be very handy over at Midway. Well, then again, not so much Midway. It's the aircraft. Could use that elsewhere. Let's just disband this task force. A lot of patrol boats that I need to use. There we go. So there in Mars. Hello, Daniel Dane. Sub-tactician. The fall of Pearl Harbor. Oof. We'll see. I mean, it would be possible. It would just need me to have all my carriers concentrated, and I'd need to put together a couple divisions worth of troops, really. Have a shitload of supplies. Have a shitload of time. If I'd taken out a Lexington, I would have been fairly confident to do something like that, really. But we have not, and we still don't know where the carriers are. So for the time being, we'll just hold our horses, observe the Pacific, and continue as we are, I guess, for the time being. Singapore, I was hoping would have fallen, but that's fine. We'll get it in time. Not like we have a choice, anyway. Right, I have some more troops over here that I could move down. We'll move them down here, then. To Kuala Lumpur. That is indeed a lot of subs. We could have a lot more around here if I was so inclined. But I mean, the blockade of Hawaii has been going on for some time now. Yeah, they keep hitting transports, which is quite nice. Every now and then. And we did hit a tank offer here, to be fair. I think what I'll do is I'll sort through these submarines, look for the ones with the extended range, and have them basically take on the American coast. But either way, I think I'm going to bring the stream to an end here. Still feeling pretty tired. I need to get... I don't know why I'm feeling tired. I think it's just the heat. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and have a great day or evening wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Please do leave comments down below, and goodbye for now.